Hi. It's another week, it's another Monday, and I'm back again. Um, and so, yeah, like another Monday. And this weekend, I watched a couple of movies. Uh, I finally got to see Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. It was very intense. It was, for an animated movie. Um, I liked it. I liked it. It was very good. I remember back when I was in high school and I had took Italian as a language. And my Italian teacher, he is actually from Italy. And he said, the actual story of Pinocchio is not very much like the Disney version. He said Pinocchio was a naughty little boy. And after watching the Guillermo del Toro's version, I'm like, okay, if this is what he was talking about, this is very different. This is very different from Disney, and this fits into what he was talking about because this Pinocchio is very naughty, and this Geppetto, he had a son, and the son and Pinocchio were like night and day. So, but it was really cool. It was very intense. You know, the voice cast was great. Some of the voice cast surprised me because when I waited and I looked at the credits and I saw that there was Kate Blanchett and Lord, what's the other one who played the Snow Queen and the White King, the Queen in the Narnia movies. Her, I don't know why I can't remember her name, but her from the Narnia movies. I thought that they played, um, foil characters, but no, the Narnia character played both of the foil characters, and Kate Blanchett voiced the monkey. She voiced a monkey, and she did this because she had been working with Guillermo del Toro on this other project, and she told him, "I want to work with you on Pinocchio." And he said, "All the parts are taken, all that's left is the monkey." And she was like, "I would be the monkey. I want to work with you again." I'm like, that is something else. That she was willing to play a monkey just to work with him again. But for it to be animated, it was a long movie. Like, I kept pausing to see where we were. I paused at one point, and there was I had been watching for an hour, and there was a whole hour left. So I'm like, I have never sat through a 2 hour animated film, but it was intense. And I think they said it took 15 years to make it. And I could see why. It was 2 hours long. 2 hours, and it was stop motion animation. So it wasn't computer animation. It was stop motion puppets. So that was 15 years worth of work. They put in a lot of work making that movie, but it was worth it. And I can see why it's nominated for a lot of awards right now. And it's most likely going to be nominated for and win an Oscar, as it should. It really is that good. But I have been waiting to see that movie, but just now finally getting a chance to see it. So very excited to see it. Now, on to the updates about Upload. So I think I talked about Upload and the last live that I did. How I like that show. I'm kind of waiting for it to come out again and wondering whether or not I have to wait until 2024. Well, I looked it up, and I don't have to wait until 2024, although I don't have an exact date. They finished shooting. They've already shot season 3. They started around August, finished around November. So season 3 has been shot. It's in post right now. And as far as dates are concerned, they're saying somewhere around the first quarter. So, I mean, we're at the end of January and they haven't said anything about February. So I'm thinking March. March is when it came out last year. Last year it came out March 11th. So I'm thinking March, sometime in March will probably be, if they're saying the first quarter of 2023, March is probably a good guesstimation of when season 3 will be out again. So for that. So I will be on the lookout for definite dates, but it looks like I'll be getting my Amazon free trial in March again. Or I waited until April, and it's usually a year. So I probably won't be able to see it until April. We'll see. Normally, when you buy, when you can get your free trial, when you go to buy stuff and they're like, get this in 2 days for free. That's when you can get your 30-day free trial. So, now, on to Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa. This article is from about a week or so ago. And it's about Jason Momoa saying he'll about him and his DC future as Aquaman. So Jason Momoa locks down his DC movie future. Momoa won't be giving up the trident anytime soon, and he may take on more characters. Jason Momoa's heart still belongs to the seas of DC. Despite everything going on in the DC movie landscape, the actor recently and boldly declared that he'll always be Aquaman. Ain't anyone coming in there and taking shit. Earlier in the week, Momoa used Instagram to reveal that he had a meeting with new DC Films heads Peter Safran and James Gunn. Naturally, the meeting got everyone talking, and he was understandably asked about Variety at Sundance while doing promo for his documentary Deep Rising, which he narrates. Momoa confirmed that he'll continue to play Aquaman in the DC movies going forward. It's a role he's inhabited since 2016's Batman vs. Superman and will continue into Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which is still slated for this year. Before and particularly after Gunn and Safran were made the heads of DC Films, it's become something of a game to guess which actors were sticking around. Momoa now joins other actors such as Joaquin Phoenix, Robert Pattinson, and maybe Margot Robbie, who still have futures with whatever DC movies there are to come in the next few years. Interestingly, though, Momoa may end up being more than just Aquaman. Rumors have circulated over the last few weeks that he may end up playing Lobo, who he's a self-professed fan of, and was once slated to be back in the 2010s. He didn't confirm whether or not that was the case, but he did tease that he may inhabit other DC characters in the future. I can play other things too. I could be funny and savage and charming. Some actors have played more than one role in superhero franchises in the past. For example, Alfre Woodard was in Captain America: Civil War as a minor character before showing up more substantially in Luke Cage as Mariah Stokes. But Momoa taking on different roles, and one can reasonably guess those won't be bit characters, and what's meant to be a singular, cohesive universe adds an interesting wrinkle into Warner Brothers' universe as it sorts itself out. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom will release in theaters on Christmas Day. If you got any guesses as to who he may end up playing, let us know in the comments below. So, still, I can't believe I gotta wait until Christmas to see Aquaman. But, so, I'm excited. I'm excited. But part of me is still thinking, why couldn't they keep Black Adam? Why couldn't they keep Black Adam? The Rock could have stayed on as Black Adam. I know he got a little, he was a little contentious. I wish he wouldn't have been so contentious. Maybe he could have stayed on. But yeah. So so I'm a little sad. I'm happy that we still got Momoa, but I really wish we could have kept Momoa and Dwayne Johnson. Like, that would have been awesome. But I wonder, because like they really like to speculate on these things, because I really don't think it's plausible that he could possibly play two major characters. I feel like at the same time, he could possibly play two characters consecutively. Like, he could play Aquaman and then play that out, and then once he's finished playing Aquaman, pick up another character. But I don't think he could play. I don't think it would make sense for him to play them both at the same time. But you never know. You never know. Maybe Lobo has such a different look. They could have him playing both characters at the same time because because his look is so different. That's really up to James Gunn and Peter Safran to make that call. And we're still waiting. It's about to be February in a couple of days. We're still waiting on that plan. But I don't know. We don't know. They should have presented that plan to, Homeboy by now. But I don't know when they're going to present it to the fans. I'm guessing it's going to be at some major event that they're going to roll out the approved plan. Okay, so next, we're moving from DC to Marvel and Captain America. Do-do-do-do. Okay. So, Captain America New World Order adds Xosha Roquemore as superheroic cast to its superheroic cast. I hope I pronounced her name right. Xosha. Because I've seen her before. I've seen her in things before, and I've liked her, but I've never heard anybody pronounce her name. But I like her as an actress. I think she's great. I've seen her in the Mindy Kaling show. I loved her character on the Mindy Kaling show. So I've seen her in some other things I can't remember right now, but she's great. Roquemore joins the MCU stacked cast featuring Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford. I didn't know that. Marvel's upcoming 2024 flick, Captain America New World Order, is mostly comprised of MCU alums such as Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson, and Tim Blake Nelson as the leader, but it's got a few Notable newcomers sprinkled in, such as Harrison Ford's Thaddeus Ross. And Shira has as Sabra. The movie's now gained another cast member. Per Deadline, Xosha Roquemore has been signed onto the movie in a role that's said to be substantial. The 38-year-old actor, why do they have to put her age into it? Like, really? What does it matter? Made her feature film debut with as as Joanne in 2009's Precious. I still haven't seen Precious. And has since gone on to star in The Mindy Project, Black Monday, and as LeBron James' mother in Space Jam: A New Legacy. Haven't seen that one either. For the moment, though, her role in the Marvel film is currently shrouded in secrecy, as these things often are in the early casting announcements. The fourth film in the Captain America franchise will be the first with Mackey's Wilson as the lead after he previously took the Captain America mantle at the end of 2021's The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Along with Mackie, that series showrunner Malcolm Spellman is back for the New World Order, as is the show's writer, Dallin Mooson. In the director's seat is Julius Ona, best known for 2018's The Cloverfield Paradox and 2019's Luce. Since the first movie back in 2011, the Captain America films have been more relatively grounded, which means Rockmore's role has some fairly slim possibilities. Like Erin Kellyman, she could be playing a reimagined version of a fairly obscure character, or she may just be a fairly untouched version of a character like Misty Knight. When Sam first became Cap in the comics, Misty was a supporting player in his solo comic, and she's popped up a few times in his newest book, Captain America: Sentinel of Liberty. Lord Jesus. It won't be long before we find out for good if Marvel doesn't outright say it, or her role will surely get leaked via merch or set photos. Captain America: New World Order hits theaters on May 3rd, 2024. Okay. Now, if I recall correctly, wasn't there a character named Misty on Luke Cage? Or am I mixing them up? Or am I just saying all black women with M names in the Marvel universe are the same characters? I don't know, but I could have sworn there's a black woman named Misty on Luke Cage. You know what? Let me just look this up real quick because I may be misremembering. That may be the actress's name. Nope, that's not the actress's name. Her name is Simone Missick. But what is her name? It is Misty Knight. Haha, I remember something. So, okay. So they're saying she could be this character, Misty Knight, who was also on Luke Cage. That would be interesting. And that would also be if she plays Misty Knight, this would be, I guess, the first occurrence of a character that was played by one actor on a television show in this Marvel Cinematic Universe and be played by somebody else on the film. But that's only if she is Misty Knight. She could be anybody. They're just, They're just making stuff up right now. Um, she really could be anybody. but but I'm excited. I'm excited to see her in the movie, and I want to see where it takes us and where it goes. But that is all for today. Um, I shall be back on Wednesday at 5. And also this Friday, we are closing out the Harry Potter novel versus adaptation series with Deathly Hallows Part 2. And in there, I will finally be announced, basically be saying whether I prefer the novel versus adaptation of Deathly Hallows versus the two adaptations, Deathly Hallows 1 and 2 versus the book Deathly Hallows. Because I sort of staved off saying that in the first video because in the first movie is only 2/3 of the book, and in the second movie it's 1/3, the last third of the book. So this next video will be comparing the last third of the book to the movie Deathly Hallows Part 2. So that should be going up this Friday. And that is all for today. Thanks for watching.